in the world where the podcast did a podcast before the podcast, and it became a podcast that you'd probably have to pay for because you'll see a different character of everybody, and you will not know who is who. This is The Vent. I'm your host, Jay Unterville. We got the Nerdsy Delpesh and two other individuals here. Their names will not be said due to NDAs. They have signed NDAs, so you will only be hearing voices. And yes, we will be talking about some things. It's a somber night. Like the smoke kind of cleared off. We had like 2 hours of just a smoke show of chaos, and we're at a peaceful state now.
Are we?
People.
Are we though?
Speaking of people sleeping in peace.
Oh.
That's not nice.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to the Queen.
Canada's finest.
Shout out the $20 bill. Ooh, ouch. Here's the thing about this situation. As serious as we try to be here,
I'll talk about blood clotting. Y'all talk about later. Rest in peace.
We gotta talk about the situation. Like we are known that the Queen is active colonizer. We've seen how she looked at the Olympics, looking at all the other countries, wish that she had.
The treatment of,
I don't know, like from a Caribbean like culture, I felt like as a kid, even I know the conspiracy of Princess Diana, because I swear, you see how COVID anti-vaxxers reunited as one, like, and all races, genders, or whatever. I felt like when Prince Diana died, all Caribbean cultures and other people reunited to say that, nah, I damn kill her. Yeah. Like it was all across the board. No one said otherwise. They killed her, and we didn't think that was even
the
a
final
thing.
straw.
It was the final, that opinion has not changed to this day.
yeah.
It has not changed.
Like, and I think people, the next generation coming up, it's the same thing. It was like, no, they murked her.
And we had and I don't know, there was
allegedly.
there was just a thing. Like there was like this. I guess it was just because it's royalty. Mm-hmm. Everybody just loved Princess Diana, and everybody just knew. They had this whole thing about, like, you could see from the generation then to the generation now. So people are like, oh, the Queen of England, and to us we're like, yo, bun that. You know what I mean? And now we're at a point where, like, at UFC 276, they booed her when they put her on the screen.
Ooh.
Oh.
Like the Queen was like, let's pay our respects to the Queen. 12 seconds. Boo! Out here! Like,
It was brutal.
people like the memes, like, you know,
Irish Twitter was fire.
yeah.
That shit was lit.
I didn't even know there was an Irish Twitter till that day.
They booed her in the stadium. They were singing a whole song.
Like,
They were
Sing Lizzie's in a Box. Like, in the stadium.
That's
They were
cool.
chanting it.
There's the Argentina. Was it Argentina? The other one that pop champagne.
Yeah, the show. No, that was when that was from when Philip died. So when her consort died, the man popped champagne.
Wow.
So then they were like, how is he gonna top that one?
Did you see I think there was the Nigerians, or I don't know if it was. But this is the thing. These
They had
memes
a whole
are
dance.
crazy. They had the
when the dance with the coffin. Yeah. Ghanaian, yeah.
Listen to me. This was like a worldwide smoking on a pack.
That's
It was a worldwide pack, and the blunt was on rotation all around the world.
I can't.
It was like it was the new Sweetie Gate. No.
That's crazy. It's like, tell me how you really
Everybody
feel.
came together.
That's really what that was. She walked into the room, everyone got quiet.
Yeah,
She left.
It's out of hand how it just went.
I've
No,
never
the
seen
thing
that
is they
before.
weren't quiet. She knows that because she did ban people of color from working in the palace. for like until like the 1960s or something like
1960s. Damn.
She was around World War II.
Yeah,
Her
she's
uncle,
been
who
around.
abdicated
Yeah.
was a sympathizer. Like England, America would have joined the if they did not get in the way of their interests.
That's a.
I just understand where was our, like, you know, the old school Korean people, where did the ideology of like the queen and royalty came from? Like, I understand like it's a colonizing thing, but like I wonder like the whole studied like,
Is it
oh
a
my God, the
colonizer thing?
queen is doing this. This is crazy. I can't believe it. You know what I mean? Where did that come from?
It's the fawning. It's like the religion. It's just kind of like beaten into you, and
I was gonna say
it
beaten
just
into you.
sits
Yeah.
in, and it just comes up with you.
It is what it is.
You know, it's
Weird,
been the
yeah.
reality for so long.
I was
You know,
gonna
you've
watch
been
The
part of
Crown
it
on
all.
Netflix.
The-
I'm gonna watch The Crown on Netflix. I heard that talks about the mix up a little bit.
Oh, the
It's not,
crown.
it's all alleged.
Because it goes to some of the drama that was going on within the palace, like certain philanderers and people doing things.
Yikes. On Netflix, I'm surprised they went that far on
Have you
Netflix.
seen the video with Andrew, like when they're at the
The prince, right?
Prince Andrew? So he was at the whole like the display where the whole royal family came out, right? And so he's holding on to his like daughter's leading into him and being like wiping her face. And then so he goes down to place the flowers and he just slides his hand all the way down, cops a feel of her ass, then comes back up
I seen the
of
clip
his
of
own
that. Yeah.
daughter.
I seen the clip of that. That was a little weird.
It was a bit weird. But then again, he also has ties to Epstein, so we already know. And then they bought all the lawyers for her little boy.
That's a little weird clip. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, harsh reality is like they were getting memed up. That's what I was seeing. Everybody
Utilized on the internet.
memed up, and I was just like, man,
The internet never
London
fails.
Bridges falling
Like the-
down. Like, it's kind of bad. It's
No.
pretty bad.
You know in the NBA sports show, the guy that was smoking a cigar. I forgot his name. He's like a
Shannon
news
Sharp?
can. Not Shannon Sharp. It was another guy, black guy. But I seen his GIF at least 100 times. That when he's smoking a cigar and he goes, "Yo, back up!" and he's smoking a cigar. I seen that like 100 times.
Pack it up, man. That's unfortunate, but at the same time, it was like, and the weirdest thing is like I seen it, and it's like, oh, it's in grave danger, like or grave, or it's like they didn't even say like.
People were predicting she was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were saying CBC was like the cast was wearing
Black.
black, and it was like transitioning in on their like on the broadcasting. So it was just kind of like, oh, they were foreseeing that she was already in her sick bed, and then
Because she got COVID and that was like. She never really recovered from it afterwards.
Ooh.
And it's like she caught COVID not long before she ended up back in the hospital and passed away.
And that's crazy.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So.
I'll just never get over the professor who Jeff Bezos got mad at. And yeah, so there's this like African professor from the States, and so she's like, oh, so I heard a colonizer. She's like, oh, an evil colonizer who did this. Listed her crimes. Died. I hope she suffers.
wow.
Yeah. It's on
So
it's
that
on Twitter.
happened on Twitter. And then Jeff. So the thing is, so she had made a tweet previously about the guy, one of the men in New York who started New York Amazon like warehouse union, and she was like, "Congrats, just met this great guy like who does whatever about the Amazon union." And then Jeff Bezos kind of doxed her to her work, like her personal Twitter to her work. And then like first she was on suspension, but then a bunch of white people rolled up and were like, "You can't have her saying these things. This is inconceivable. I can't believe this." And then she got fired. But then they also have like blatant misogynists like saying all kinds of wild shit like on his Twitter, and people are like, "But this man's still here." Like if you're gonna apply if you're gonna like start talking about this doesn't align with our interests when with her, but you didn't do it when people brought him to your attention and you were like, oh, we can't say anything about it's free speech of our employees. We encourage free speech, and so that's why. But there was a whole bunch of shit was happening.
That's crazy.
Well, I think I'm just gonna switch to the next topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But again,
Like her?
actually, I got a question. So, since she's now deceased, who is going to be the next person in kin to run or
Her
hold
son.
the role?
That's her son,
her
Charles.
son,
is up.
the
You
third,
see him?
How
No
old
one
is
likes
Charles
him.
though?
He's like
Yeah.
67.
60 something. Yeah,
That's crazy.
He's like 67.
they're already looking at the $20 bill, the $5 bill, and be like, put his face
Oh
on it.
yeah, is it gonna change? That's
But-
another question.
I don't
The thing
understand.
is, our money has historical figures on the bills, so
Oh,
it's
sorry.
different. It's the quarter. It's the change currency that has her face.
It's the penny, you know.
Yeah, it's the
Which
coins
is
that are
gone.
changed during the
Is she on
end
the
of a reign.
$20 bill?
That's what she on the 20.
She's on the-
But that's the thing. All the bills are historical figures. They don't have the same expectations on them because coins are older historically and like legally.
Oh, okay.
So it's like coin tender shows like the reign of like who's in power.
Okay.
Which is why you'll see it's like, oh, Queen Elizabeth in her current face, the year it was minted. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
like,
That's why. Is that
What
why the
will
bills are like made out of like this plastic that can't like?
but notice who
rot away?
else is on the bill. You have like whoever McHenry or whatever, some next racist Canadian mans. Okay, like they just pull out some mans from history,
McDonald.
paste his face on the bill, and they're like, in remembrance of so and so.
I swear they just changed Ryerson's name.
yeah,
They said it's gonna be millions of dollars just to chase Dundas.
yeah, because you gotta register. You
Yeah.
have to re-register your address.
Yeah.
Rotted.
So damn, yo, what?
And also,
You get to
like, I don't understand, like, what power does like
The queen?
the queen have? Like, what do they have? Like,
king.
what can they say or do?
The British.
So
Like-
it's they're like it's a
They're part of
constitutional
the-
monarchy
yeah.
now, so they're not really in charge. When you look at it, they actually have a lot of like influence still.
Yeah.
and
So
it's
just
like
royal influencers.
Yes and no. I mean, it's a part of our constitution, our legislation, our this and that.
if someone's moving to the country trying to become a citizen, you pledge allegiance to the crown.
yeah,
And so
I
it's
mean,
like it's more.
That's actually a good point.
the treaties,
The
all the
too.
treaties and stuff are built based on
the
us
English,
being
the
part of
French, and the Aboriginal. Yeah.
us being part of the monarchy. And it's like you'll notice this across the Commonwealth, because like the Commonwealth is one of those things that she actually was very big part in creating and like helping become a thing, so that they could retain what remaining colonies they had. So it's like there are certain like
Attributes.
attributes, and also like the way we govern is based on the monarchy and like what was set in place by them. The government still owes allegiance and all this stuff to the crown to a certain degree. There's like clauses in there about like responsibilities to the monarch and
Our
to
military. Yep.
in certain
the military
situations
too.
they can be called on by the head of the Commonwealth.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep. We're very tied.
Mob ties.
Tied.
Yeah.
Same with France. Tied.
Lord.
Tied.
Like Haiti's been paying France for the pleasure of
They just
freeing
recently,
themselves.
they just recently got told that France will pay them back.
Wow.
after hundreds of years
Yeah.
of being a free country. France is like, yeah, you can be on your own, but now you have to pay us a fee, or we're gonna come in and take your shit again.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Let's switch the topic.
Yo,
Let's switch the
that-
topic to, because we're just gonna do like a quick one because I think we're burnt out after
No, I got energy. Don't do that.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
do that.
we got jobs. And
Oh,
careers.
yeah, so do I. We got it all day. Let's go.
I'm trying to get the 8 hours, but here's one. This is a relationship question. Me and my boyfriend fought over food. Hi everyone. Me and my boyfriend have been together for almost a year now. He's very big on
Very
working
nice.
out and meal prepping. Because of his job demanding, and he never has time to cook. He decides to order some meals from a meal prepping company. I also decided to order some for me because I'm trying to lose some weight. 10 meals for me, 10 meals for him. He asked me to pick up the meals for him because he was too busy, which is fine, and it's like 10 minutes from his house. When I got to the spot, the worker told me that there were 5 meals missing, out of stock, from what we ordered. It was mainly his. He asked me to walk around and pick out something else. They have like a huge fridge of things. Then I pick up some random meals that I thought my boyfriend would like. I get back to the house and he gets annoyed with me for not calling him and letting him know. He said, well, you got all the meals, so you got all your meals, so you're good. You know my number, why didn't you just call me? It's almost $50 worth of food that I didn't want. I know he paid for it and everything, but I don't think he needed to go off. I think, yes, maybe I should have called them. For me, it's all about how you address things. Like, the energy was so off. I mean, I left because I had to leave anyway. Like, I hugged them bye, not to make it awkward, but like, damn. I wonder if I should wait for him to say sorry.
First of all, don't wait for anything.
I was about to say, don't wait for that apologies. But
it's also it's a communication issue. It's like she made him like she could have texted him. That was her bad, but she acknowledges that. And I wonder if she acknowledged that to him, being like, you're right. I should have called you. I'm sorry about that. Right? But if he kept going after that, then
just ODing on it.
But sometimes, like, can we flip the script?
I was gonna say
you took my $50 and bought something else.
I was about to say that. What? That was it.
You took my $50 and bought something else.
Not everybody got $50 like that to just spend on things that they're not gonna eat.
I don't even like lentils.
And waste of my money.
Again, it's like,
I don't like peas.
They discuss it and then come to a compromise. Because obviously it doesn't sound like they did. Like, it sounds like he went off at her, and it's like nothing in here said a discussion was really had about what happened. And it's just like she's acknowledging that I made a mistake in not calling him and talking to him.
Right.
And it's like she recognizes that was her mistake. That would have avoided all of this if I just thought to do this rather than basing it off of what I know of him.
Mm-hmm. So,
but I don't feel like I know enough to really be like, oh, he probably just whatever. I'm like, I'm not gonna just start making up situations because it's like, given the facts presented, she's admitting something, but we don't know enough of if she told him that I'm sorry, I made a mistake here. I should have done better.
Understood.
And then the conversation was had, being like, okay, like, thank you for apologizing, but now what are we gonna do? And then they couldn't come to like.
I mean, I don't think his reaction is really out of pocket.
Okay.
No, that's what I said. It's only if
even if it's extensive to her, I don't think it's out of pocket, because now he's out of $50 and he's out of a meal that he doesn't want to eat. And then he's out of all these things, which is going to be derailing from his progress. So it's a lot of out-ofs for him.
Is anybody here actually like saying he went overboard?
She did.
I feel like
she did. But I'm just saying. I'm just like, I feel like that's what I said. If he was like blah blah blah, said all that, and then she apologized and like acknowledged where she went wrong and fucked up his whole thing.
Yeah. And he still started...
And then no discussion was had to try to rectify it.
Then it's like, yeah.
And then he just kept going from there instead of actually trying to problem solve. Then it's like, okay, now you're just being angry to be angry because now you don't want to actually like
fix
it. But that's what I'm saying.
To fix it.
His feelings might take a little bit longer to process. Again, that's 3 out-ofs. But it's like, if the person's
$50
is a lot of money, especially if you don't have it.
Especially on food. Ooh.
Especially on food that you don't have.
Damn, I pay $50 for something and I don't eat it.
That's your budget.
The wrong thing.
But it's like, my thing is, if he's gonna keep going,
this is spinach. I don't want it.
It's like, yes, okay, you're out of this.
It's one thing to lean into it, I guess.
But it's like, yeah, it's like if you had the mature discussion, but then now you're just berating this person.
You ain't crap. You don't know what you're doing.
You don't know what you're doing.
What the hell?
It's like it's when it leaves like adult discussion where this person's expressed their emotions. They express like how this impacted them, and if the person's like, I'm at fault, I recognize that, I'm sorry, how can I work with you to rectify this? But if he doesn't want to and he's just gonna keep coming, then it's like, okay, I need to leave.
My sister warned me about you.
But the problem
really waiting for him to apologize. So yeah,
and that's why I said no.
A lot of times, if the shoe was on the other foot, I don't think it would. You don't think
it would be
waiting for him to apologize to her about the whole ordeal. I think that she's a little entitled there.
I'm not. No. I'm just saying it's incorrect because that's not how you communicate. Because if he doesn't think he did anything wrong, there's nothing for him to apologize for. If you're letting him know, like, listen, your tone was kind of hard for me, like this and that.
What does that mean? That's entitlement. She thinks she's obliged to an apology. You're not obliged.
She assumes that everybody sees things the way she does.
Obliged.
Yeah, you're not obliged. She's saying, I'm not saying anything until he apologizes.
I think it's because she's saying she apologized to him for her mistake, but then it's just like she hasn't communicated that we know of. We don't know. And she did say,
but that's even saying like, oh, I did this, I'm sorry. So because I said I'm sorry, you should be okay now. Like,
I'm not saying
work like that.
Either.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying you're saying it, but it's like that is the tonality that she is giving off. Where it's like, I apologize. I recognize what I did.
Yeah.
You're still upset? Like, why are you still
That's
upset?
not what it sounds like. It
and then
sounds
to come
like
back, well,
she
because of how he
appreciate
sounded.
The way he
I hope he apologizes for
approached
his tone of voice
where it's
afterwards.
Like, she feels like she made an honest mistake.
Okay.
And, like, again, I'm trying not to, like, think the worst of both parties here.
I get that. I understand. But
Trying to be neutral.
in the whole situation of it,
I'm thinking the whole situation with the information presented.
yeah, with the information presented.
She's going to be biased. And it's like,
Understood.
But if she's the kind of person who's just like, I know you're upset, but it's like, you know, I don't think the tone you had was appropriate for...
So for you to think at the end of it, being that he is out all these things, due to whatever, you think that she's going to walk away saying, he should be apologizing to me?
But she's...
No.
It's about the way he expressed it. It's like, if he's like having a whole fit, don't shit... You know, it's just like... If someone makes a mistake and the response is simply like just to be like, yo, this is like, I'm so upset about this, blah blah blah. You know, like, I'm so upset, like, blah blah blah. Can't even.
Just go back to sleep. Yeah.
I'm listening to her explanation.
Starts again.
What was the last 5 minutes? No, I'm playing.
But no, it's just like, if for her, it's like she's making a genuine effort, and it's like, but this person, it's like not everybody's gonna come out of something like thinking the same way.
No.
You know, some people are like, if you grew
Yeah,
up
yeah.
with like a household where it's just like, you would never just be like, da 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 da, and berate somebody, you know, about something. Then it's just like the expectation going.
Catch
With
a
a
hot
Caribbean
box?
period? Yeah, you are. You are.
Is this person Caribbean?
We don't know.
That's what
we
I'm
don't know
saying.
anything. We don't know anything.
We
But
don't know.
based on what was said,
She might be downplaying his tone because she's been kind of flippant the whole thing.
You know what? She
Ooh.
probably. But this is the thing. I think
You're saying she's a good actor?
I still think
A director.
She thinks she's
Yeah, that's the
entitled.
thing. I don't know. She could
could-
simply be painting herself in a better light. We don't know any of the real tones. She's very like, and she glosses over
But
his
that's
response.
But that's what I mean. In the situation, even with all that, in the situation, the given situation, she went to something, she didn't communicate. She went to something, they were out of it.
Mm-hmm.
She did not express to him that they are out.
Yeah.
she instead
She went and bought things on his behalf. So that right off the bat was
Wait,
just
did she say that?
What
She
did
went
said-
on behalf.
Yeah.
She said they ran out of stock, so she just picked up.
she just picked whatever.
So the
From the
guy
big
at the
fridge.
store was like, we ran out, just pick 5.
Yes. And she
and
picked
so she
5.
picked 5 that she thought her boyfriend would like.
Right.
And then brought it home.
Right.
And he was very upset.
What the hell's this?
Right.
Scoops.
Right? And then on top of it, it's also in
Couscous
addition
is
to
nasty,
it,
by the way.
it's
Ugh.
you got all your stuff. I didn't. I'm the one who's really the reason why I'm getting this stuff. You don't do this. I do. Why is it you get your stuff and I didn't?
$50 down the hole.
So that's another thing. It's a principle matter
okay,
of
But
that.
no, it's like you're putting things that happened with the store onto her because it's not like she
In
chose
a way,
Yeah.
yeah.
the store to just only have her stuff.
Your store should
Understood.
have the supply.
Understood.
So it should be like,
But the
you
selfless
shouldn't
way of going
communicate-
about it.
You know what?
But it's like fundamentally, it's like, what is he upset about? I don't understand because she hasn't expressed that. So obviously, she's not understanding what
Why
he really
he's
is
upset?
I think they just need to
think-
the way I
And so
see
I'm
it.
saying a discussion needs to happen.
I think yes, and
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
I think
She
they
should
just
not
need to
expect
apologize.
an apology. But if she is, she needs to communicate that. Regardless, people need to open their fucking mouths. and
That's
have a
not obvious
conversation.
enough? Wow. Okay. I don't know
yeah,
what
and
to
I
do.
think that's the one take that I can see in that you know they just need to have more of a conversation.
That's the whole thing.
I
Have
think
a conversation.
emotions
Regardless of
got
how
into
anyone
it.
I
feels.
think the fact that she decided to choose
Is a problem.
is a problem
But-
for him. That in itself
Yes.
should be the upset.
Especially when it's just something he did.
Like for
And she
himself,
just jumped in
and
a
she
part of
jumped in.
it.
Then she's gonna go and make decision. Yo,
Yeah.
right off the bat.
Oh, you flipped it.
Right off the bat.
Say that again. Okay. I'm not saying she jumped in.
I feel
She
like
did jump in.
applying
She
a lot
included-
more
she was
malicious-
included.
a malicious intent to
By
this
the end of the
rather
day,
than just someone just assuming that
People
knows
make
it.
mistakes.
We can't
People make mistakes, and we just have to
It's not malicious intent.
It's
It's
not
just
malicious.
that's just the how that is how
You don't like how presumptive she was in choosing things.
exactly. And in that, can have its
and so he's
recourse
upset.
to it.
So he's upset. But it's just like him honing in on her getting her stuff and blaming her.
Well, you gotta blame somebody.
So it's just like, so he's just like, again, so it's like, why is he so caught up on her stuff and not being like, just upset with her for the fact that she was presumptuous?
Listen to me.
And that is why the upset, because maybe it's not the
You have to blame
You have to,
somebody.
no, but you have to think of it.
Blame somebody.
No, you
When it
have to
comes
think of
to-
it. Think of
when
it
it
like
comes
this.
to
Yeah. No, it's honest. It's very
back to
true.
sleep.
It's very true.
Go back to sleep.
Because you know,
When it comes to food,
you know what?
it's one of those things that it could be, as much as it's just food, it could be a very intimate thing to someone.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
then on top of
So-
it, it is the whole structure. You have to realize the food is a part of his lifestyle. That's one.
And
That's one.
It's just showing lack of care.
And that's what it comes off as.
Right.
That's another. And then two, the fact that
You got
going there
damn
was no
lactose
communication on the fact that there was his stuff was not there.
I'm gonna wreck
it's
the bedroom.
You yourself don't even involve yourself in the lifestyle that he is partaking in. Then on top of it, you go and make the decision without letting him know.
Well, she said it was her fault though.
And
She said it was
But
her
even
fault.
then so-
she owes it, but
Yeah.
And now
But-
he's
and
then-
he questioned her on if she's a good life partner. You know what I mean?
That's a
No,
wild.
but here's my thing.
That's a
But
wild
here's-
jump.
Wait, hold on.
That's a wild
people
jump.
don't realize it's that deep.
Let me-
it's
here's
that
the thing.
deep.
This woman knows I'm not
It's that
so
deep.
tolerant.
And he
She
lost
got
his
me
$50.
down.
It's not like she like lost the $50 and she like brought it home. She's like, oh, you know what? They didn't have it. Then come for me and then be like,
But
should
oh,
be a
you
soundbite.
called her. Oh, you know.
No.
That should be something. I'm too upset.
It could be.
You
know
went and
the
bought
thing?
food I didn't want to
could-
eat.
It could be one of those things that
Okay,
he
then
looked
have
at
a
it
conversation about it.
and
though,
said,
like-
"This is chicken breast."
And
I
if
don't-
especially if he's
I don't
been
like
talking
chicken
about
breast, but you
no, this is the other part. Especially if he's
No,
been
but see, but
talking
now
about
they're adding
he's
all these things that we don't
reducing.
know.
This
They're
is
creating
true.
additional scenarios.
I know,
This is
but it's
true.
for
and
the,
they're building a whole argument.
This is true.
but it's for the,
But-
it's for the,
lies.
No,
for the
but
content, though.
no. There's
It's for
only
the
so many
content.
avenues
gotta-
with the information provided.
Right.
Because
gotta
with
rile
the
people
information
up.
provided, if he's trying to gain weight or if he's trying to lose weight, whatever it is
instead of
that
gain weight.
she picks on behalf of him, it's like now you're counteracting what I'm supposed to do, and I spent this money. Are you now going to pay me for the money?
Holy.
Okay,
can feel the- I can-
why did
holy-
that sound like they had that conversation?
I
can
didn't
feel it.
I
It
didn't
sound
expect
like
the
they got
aggression.
that
I didn't say the question.
conversation.
I was like, holy.
That's all I'm
It
saying.
sounds like he's already checked out and he's like, looking for a good life partner.
It's like, Dan, do I OC?
I mean,
I
how
can
do you
never.
read this from it?
Now I have to personally walk her to the store.
You know I'm lactose intolerant, and you got dairy.
Right?
Yeah,
Like
cheese.
that.
See, that'd be one thing, but it's not.
But why is that?
vegan.
Why is that not an okay to put in the assumption? That's what I'm saying. We're umbrellaing. We are making the umbrella of it.
General.
That is including in all of this, all of that.
So the
lactose,
general-
I don't eat
metaphor,
pork.
Not generalizing though. You're
I don't
being
eat
really
pork.
specific.
I'm Muslim.
to
Okay,
like race.
let's-
I'm Muslim.
To like
What?
what
That is so
Pork from my plate.
But that's a
Specificity.
but that is a specific
pork to the
of
fork,
one
grind
thing
to
that
the
is
slide.
counteractive. No, it's a specific to an umbrella of what is not going to be in alignment of his actual lifestyle goal.
But it's like,
Yo.
That is just all it is.
like, what was the question?
The question was about the apology.
Pork, and you put
Should she wait for an apology?
Swine
Yes.
No, she should not wait for an apology.
And then we're going, why?
She should just talk to him.
Actually,
Oh,
she should
man.
apologize.
She should.
And
Podcasting is so fun.
But it's the
here's-
fact that she's
what was the
thinking
question?
that-
When you just said that, I was like, wait, what?
Here's the thing.
What was the question
We
again?
need to keep in mind and remember, because this is something I remember. Saying sorry
Doesn't mean you're sorry.
is not even.
Facts.
Hey, yo,
No,
hold
but
on.
it's true though.
That's
It's
one.
so true.
But that's one.
It's so
But
true.
also,
Actually,
it doesn't
sometimes you're not
fix.
sorry, you know what I mean? Because
It
you're
doesn't
sorry.
really-
Just to be the bigger person, or
It
just to
doesn't
resolve
fix
the
the
situation.
issue.
yeah,
It doesn't
absolutely.
fix the feeling the person
I don't
had.
think she should wait for an apology because
You
it
know what
doesn't
I mean?
sound like a solution was found.
Yeah. So I don't.
Because she
yeah.
has nothing to apologize for
But
as long
she,
as this
but
thing
she
You know what
is,
she
she
needs to
is the
work
one
on?
who's supposed to be providing the solutions, not him.
She should be actually working on her. when
Yeah.
She apologizes. She needs more better apologies.
Wow. I don't
Bigger
know.
apologies.
That's why I'm like,
You just
no,
have to
she
learn.
shouldn't.
Let's just roll with the
Go back to
punches.
sleep.
She just had, the way I see it. She just had to roll with the punches and learn for next time.
Punches, that's
to
what-
call the
she
next
should've
meal
figured
prep
it.
if there is another one. You call
If there is another.
and be like,
Have a
hey,
conversation
babe,
about expectations.
they don't have your 5 options. What do you like?
I mean, how
I
is that
never
not
made
a-
I mean,
that-
that's what I do. If I'm
Me?
at the grocery store, I'll be like, click, click,
I
click, 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 click,
I
click.
will
What do you
never
want?
make that decision to go say, I'm gonna pick
pick for
for somebody.
Because
what I think
I
you
don't
like.
want that
Especially
argument.
a year, less than a year.
I don't
in.
want that problem.
That's what I'm
30
saying.
days.
Like,
I don't even.
33 months.
wait, see, explain the theory to your. Explain the theory to this
she
person.
She has like a reality theory. So if you were in a relationship for, you guys said you're together for a year.
A year, yeah.
In reality time, it's basically like 3 months.
I'm too autistic for this shit.
See?
Yeah.
No, because basically, I understand. So wait, I understand where he's coming from. Basically, you work 8 hours. Yeah.
Oh, the consecutive time.
Consecutive time, yeah.
So the amount of actual time that you would spend
It's like
with your
screen
partner.
time. You know, screen time?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So a
Like
year.
how much interaction is actually had within that year.
Exactly. A year would
Many
equate to
nuances.
be 3 months.
I think
I
it
wouldn't,
depends.
I wouldn't
But there's no
consider it
general.
like hard
5 years is to
timelines
her.
because it's like
Imagine
quality
what
of
5
time
years
is
is
also
to her.
We
important.
barely dated.
Quality.
I mean, that was me with my partner.
But the thing about it is,
He was like 2 years in. He said, "Let's
but the
move in." I
problem
was
is,
like,
Nerdsy has a general statement. It's general
Like a general, like,
consensus status. It changes from
2
time
years,
to time.
6 months.
But it plays.
Exactly.
It
And, you know,
it plays based on your actual availability.
Lifestyle, yeah.
Exactly. It's not.
But it's not like a
derailing
general
anywhere.
rate.
It's very
though.
much.
There's not like a.
There's a system to it.
and then I
It's not-
added in.
It's not like
That's
pi
why-
equals everything. You know what I
And
mean?
even
There's
in-
not.
even
I don't
in that
think the
2
phrase
years,
is not like for
even
the
in that 2
actual.
years, you really
like,
don't know
I mean,
somebody.
if you only see your partner, whoever it is you're dating, for the time being,
3 times a year.
once a week, you may talk all you want, but you actually spend time, doing all this stuff once a week. That's 52 days in a year. That equates to only what? Like, yeah, 2 months.
I feel like it depends
So-
on the lifestyle. It depends on the
semantic.
lifestyle.
That's very
But you're
semantic.
discounting like conversation
Yeah,
as like
but
a time to get to
If
know
you guys
somebody.
talk all the time, that's bank hours.
Listen,
You
this
can't
is the same thing where we had a conversation earlier where it was like, oh, somebody can tell you all day long that they sweat. They can sweat. And you're like, okay, cool. How much do you sweat? Oh, I sweat under my armpits. I sweat in my crotch. Okay, I sweat. I sweat excessively. Okay, cool. It does not ding in your mind until you see the sweat.
But sometimes it dings. Sometimes you be like, you know what, because you sweat.
Yeah.
Because, like, say, like, they're saying that to me, and I sweat. You know what I mean? And I sweat a lot. So, like, I can have an understanding.
But there's
without
other
seeing
things
it.
you learn in talking to somebody.
No, there's some things
Exactly.
you have to actually have.
Well,
Like
yeah,
to
some
see what
things.
she. Yeah.
There's a
But
lot
it's
of things.
I feel like if your
You
relationship,
can learn
lot of
a lot
habits.
about a person and get
Just
to
in the
know
conversations.
somebody
Yeah.
in conversation.
Right.
This is
without
why-
seeing them.
This is why I added like work.
Nah, man.
Work.
It's like back in the day when you used to have pen pals. You learn so much, and you're like, oh my gosh, you get to finally meet you. You put a face to the papers, you know what I mean? Like, you get to know somebody through pen pals.
Right.
You know their deepest secrets.
Secret.
I was gonna say that's why
Yeah,
work
it's
cheating is
so
high
real.
because you spend more time at work than going with her theory. Like
Work
you
cheating.
spend more
work affairs.
work affairs compared to.
Home.
But it depends on your characters, your morals. Does nature control you? All types of stuff like that.
Trevor
And
listens
what
to
you
me.
believe.
And what you believe,
Like,
yeah,
I mean, do you
yeah,
believe
character,
everything this person is telling you is true, and that you really have a bond?
yeah.
Catfish is a thing.
Catfish
why.
is yeah.
No.
But
Damn.
still, I'm just saying.
Damn,
but
they
people can do that to your face. That's how abusers get in relationships and then sticking them and then whoop, now they're married.
Oh.
Or Stockholm
Shots.
syndrome.
Shots fired.
Stockholm syndrome. Wow.
Let's just leave the stocks.
Yeah, this guy referred to wall. Hey yo,
Let's drop those stocks.
yo, that's a crazy lyric.
Yes.
What was this one? Oh, it was yeah, let's get into it. I'm here for it. Let's go. I'm here, Bravo.
Wait, we got to swing back. So basically, more information needs to be had about the topic. I thought we were just gonna go to another thing.
Okay.
Not answer the
this
person's
one,
question. Like,
But like this one was very long. But basically, this woman snooped on her husband's bills, and it sucks.
Oh.
So
Are we
apparently,
still on his relationship one? Oh, all right.
well, that was the Breakfast Club one. But this one was basically.
okay.
This one is
that one was.
I am 32
For the two
and he's
women.
32, married for 3 years. I have the majority of the household income and pay the lion's share of our bills. He has a set amount we have agreed on to pay bi-weekly in line of his payday to contribute. We keep our finances completely separate except for this. Before moving there, he had he never had a credit card, and his parents were in serious debt. I told him to be careful with his card, but that it was a good idea to build credit for himself, which he previously didn't have it. Over the years, he was abusing the card horribly, even increasing his credit limit against my advice. Also had parents who were massive in credit card debt, and know that they felt that I've never allowed myself to be, and I like to think that several months back. Basically, long story short, snooped in the husband credit card statements. He's buying frivolous crap while claiming he can't afford for his household expensive. How do you tackle this?
Just like my ex.
I got another question.
Yo.
So, yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
How do you handle this or tackle this?
Oh, you just ask them, like, you know.
She said husband, so now they're sealed.
Divorce.
I mean, yeah, because you get your
Divorce.
I feel like you got to be transparent with the expenses.
Yeah, you're in a relationship. It's a good thing she kept her shit separate because he can't take any of it in the thing.
That's an anchor, bro. That
But unfortunately,
Someone spending
even if
like
they
that?
were to get divorced, the one factor now is who makes more.
But if he has a steady, stable income, right? He's in debt of his own volition, okay?
Yeah.
But the thing is, all their stuff is separate. They don't have a joint account that they're going from. She pays the majority of the bills, yes, and he'd have to. But he was living on his own at some point.
That's what yeah.
And so it's like, the thing is, it's not like he's a stay-at-home mom who hasn't been in the labor force in like 6 years, and thus, you know, will have a great difficulty like getting back to support herself, and her husband makes like 6 figures. Like, this does not sound like the situation.
This sounds like a reckless spender.
I feel like he's just a reckless spender.
Reckless
He got our money and he said, "Yo, we're gonna buy PS5s.
PS
We got
we
this."
kept our stuff separate.
Light
I
bars
paid
for my car.
These things, and it's like he was not contributing because he was doing this.
$300.
Wait. Even before this, how come she didn't know
Every
his
day.
bad spending habits prior to?
Because they keep their stuff separate. She manages majority.
How are you getting into a whole relationship?
I don't know how you
with
get
I
someone?
don't
married.
know.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
Not
That part I don't know. I think that's
Z,
the bullshit.
have you ever heard of black penis magic? That's what she
Listen, I do
probably
know
on
that.
that.
We
do
don't
not
know
know.
the race,
I do
so
not
we will
know.
not
sorry.
use this.
Human penis magic. Okay, there we go.
Digmatized.
We don't know what they identify as.
Digmatizing, yeah. She could have been digmatized. The cloudiness.
But if
She knows
But
what's
she's
happening.
smart enough to know her finances? No.
I mean, there's a lot of people
No,
that are
it
smart to
actually
learn a
could
lot
be-
of
it
this
could
and
be
still
like,
get corrupted
if people,
by.
yeah, it's like
peen.
if it's like a somewhat. Again, she's been paying the
It's like a
bills.
cold.
She's been all this stuff, majority of the stuff, right? So she's the majority of the income earner. She went into this knowing that, right, that she has the better paying job, okay? But it's just like there's a lot of people who learn from female or women in their lives, right? Make sure you have a separate stuff. Make sure all your stuff is this. Da, 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 blah, blah, blah. And so if she's coming from that background, makes sense. But I still think it's some weird shit that made it 3 years into marriage.
Could she have thought that she could have handled like okay, maybe you're a little reckless, but maybe
It sounded like
I
she
can handle it a
thought he
little
was
bit.
following her advice. Because she
Also
said,
that-
And then
Yeah.
COVID hit, and then it was like, yo, what?
But
What
how
is
you
going on with
but how
all
are you
these?
in the house there and you don't realize any of this stuff?
Because
if he's not bringing it into the house.
See, this is where you guys are trying to get
That's
me
even
for
more
my
sneaky.
1 year and
You
2
bite it.
months. All right.
I feel like here's my thing.
It's a whole-
the way
you
I
live
see
with
it,
She's
person.
asking
there
how to
has to-
approach it, and I said divorce.
I
already done said
the
it.
way I see it,
Because
there
you
has-
already told
in
what
order
you
to make
say.
it work, you guys have to have a
It sounds like she
transparent
wants to make it
conversation.
work because she's out here trying to figure out how to have this conversation. But it sounds like he's been lying to her about his spending.
Transparency.
Nah, man. I
Transparent.
don't see how there's a lie. No.
He is buying
I think
prostitutes.
I think it's right there in front of
Going
her
in the
face,
hotel.
and she just don't want to accept that that's what it is.
I mean, it's hard. 'cause
straying
you're
away
this
from
person,
God's light.
I'm gonna say this.
And they have to go through the whole process of divorce now.
He's making bets.
There has to be a
Losing money.
transparent aspect to the finances that he has to discuss. She has to. She
'cause
needs to
you're
know how much
sharing-
she's
you're
making.
sharing stuff.
Where is the money going? Because you have kids.
That's why I say therapy.
Because it's not even about you anymore.
She
You
didn't
have
say
kids.
They-
she
they-
didn't say
Yeah.
kids. She didn't say kids.
They're kids?
Thank
She had 3 kids.
Oh,
did not say
whoa,
that.
shit. What? Did he
So,
say that? Did you say that
yeah,
detail?
I did.
That makes it worse. Divorce.
He did not.
All right, next time.
Therapy.
Divorce.
I got one.
Okay.
So,
Wait, hold on. Wait, stop, pause.
I would have been so quick to divorce if I knew there were kids there.
So, unnamed guest, divorce. I'm saying divorce. What are you saying?
Therapy.
Therapy. What are you saying?
I would say
Transparency.
therapy.
Transparency. What are you saying?
Transparency.
Okay.
I would say transparency, therapy, and if it doesn't change, then divorce.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta use grace. I was saying, so there was a post that I seen, and the man said, "Hey guys, I just lost 25,000, and I have a new wife and new baby.
Okay.
How do I tell her?"
How did he lose
Oh,
it?
shit.
25K.
That's a K.
Yeah. How did he
25K.
lose it?
You just
Where
have
is
to.
it from?
In stocks, in investing.
How does he tell her? He opens his mouth and he tells her.
I think you just have to tell her with the fact that you might die. But I think you should tell her. I think you just have to say it because
I lost. I
the
lost
thing about it,
25,000.
The other question
you're in
is, whose
stocks-
25 was this?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
Because
like,
this
is it a
sounds like it's
25 that he didn't
theirs.
tell her that he
Yeah,
used?
It was definitely theirs.
It sounds like 25
so he used
their
like
money.
joint money and bet it in stocks. Did she know?
Did she know?
If she was like, I know the risk, this and that, I'm trusting you to do this.
If she didn't
then
know the
it's
risk,
like, no. But if
if she didn't know that you were doing, and
then
You took from the joint?
she want gripe water and Infamil and
Yo, what?
Then the other part too is what type of lifestyle did you already set yourselves up
new
for?
wedding, new marriage, and new.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Maybe.
What
I
kind
lost
of lifestyle did you
25,000
set
though.
yourself up for?
I'm gonna say he just has to tell her.
25,000 though.
No matter what, you just have to tell her
I feel like I
because
did not
if
get
you
the
hide, I don't know
context.
how you have 25K. I don't know how you hide that.
Yeah, like
That's a big hole. You can't just like.
Well, in all aspects, right? Like, so when you have like your normal banking, that's different than from your brokerage.
Investment, yeah.
yeah.
So it's totally different.
I know, but that's why I'm like, is it like a joint account? Was he like fiddling around with their like RESP for the kid or
It sounds
RRSP?
like they had a certain amount of money and they put in, right? Like that was allowed, whatever. And then so you're trusting with, let's say, 15,000, right? And then let's say you doubled it to 30,000.
Okay.
And then you made another bad and he lost all of it. Type of thing. You know what I mean?
Okay, as I said,
25.
if she was
She knew the risk.
cognizant of the risks and she was like
You
partner
gotta
in
hug
it,
Well-
then you need to have that conversation with her as a partner.
If it was
Well,
behind
if
her
we're doing-
back,
It's
you need to tell her anyways, and then be okay with the consequences of your actions.
So you see what the moral of the story is? It seems like conversation
Communication is key.
doesn't seem to tell you everything.
Oh, okay. You
no, I feel like it does if you have the right conversation.
Yeah, I was like, wait.
I feel like if
I
you
was
have
like,
the
I
right
agree. Wait,
conversation,
huh? Wait.
like for example,
I waited until
His thing
that's
is
why I
like-
said my thing was communication is everything.
I think communication is everything because the simple fact that he's just
clearly-
like, should I tell her?
yes.
You should tell her. That's just what it is.
Yeah, you
That's
can't-
just what it is.
Yeah, you can't just.
But the thing is, if he was in person, he chose not to tell her, then they're not having a conversation regardless.
If she found out, it's even worse.
That's the
because she
fuck.
could be like, why you never told her?
So a lot of these issues are people not talking, which is a lot of the issues in person. Like you can be in the same space as someone for 365 days and not know shit about them beyond.
A serial killer, that's Dexter in your house, and you don't even know.
That's problematic.
Right? But it's just like
A whole Dexter in your house, bro.
What?
That's crazy.
365, and you just looking at you're not observing the person and seeing what they're doing and their movements.
Hey man, some people are
This is
some
the
good
thing,
actors.
you
That's
can, you
interesting.
probably have that mindset to
interesting.
Some people have
to
a
see
good
patterns
acting
and
skill.
stuff, but not everybody does.
Not everyone,
because
like-
Well,
they
why
see
not?
the glitz and glamour.
because most
Not
people
ev-
aren't autistic.
No, it's not. Everybody
Like, why the
Third
hell
time,
not?
the third time you said it.
Because that's problematic in itself.
I think it's one of those things. Yes, of course.
It's a live and learn thing. Like not many people are
Or
taught. Yeah.
beholden to patterns and to
Yeah.
noticing patterns.
A lot of people just believe in the pattern, believe what they see, and that's all
That's
it
the thing.
is.
So they have an
That's what it is,
idea. So they have a bias, and that's how most people approach the world, with a bias. Everybody does.
Everybody
but it's
does, yeah.
just like how much that bias is informed by previous experience versus like confirmation bias, things like those things. It's just like you're gonna come from your own experience, and if your own experience is, if this is not the dynamic that I'm used to, it's suspicious.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like a lot of the dynamics that are described
People judge you based on your patterns. So if you decide to do something different, oh my gosh, why would you do that? You never do that. This is not you.
Why do you decide to do that?
The thing is, most people don't.
Why are you changing mine now?
What new are you
What's
doing?
wrong? What's wrong with you?
Where did you get this inspiration?
They actually set it aside because
you really
want
to do this?
Routine. It's like
So
background noise.
all these things did
that becomes a
spur
prison.
all that what you just said spurred conversation though, based off of observation. So I don't understand how it's.
Because the average person, people don't pay attention.
And that's what I'm noticing.
People be on blinders.
People are blinders with their
Blinders,
phones.
like-
I'm noticing
It's not the
that.
phone. It's not. It's
I'm
people.
noticing.
Like,
Very concerned.
it's like someone has their hand up like this and they just don't. They don't see the big
Very
picture. They
concerned.
just
through the
they
blinds.
just see
but they're
like
on-
I've heard this whole
It's their
thing is like
bias.
it's not. It's
like
not,
I can see the glass. I can see some headphones, but I don't know what.
what am I looking at?
You know what's the
What am I
harsh
looking at?
reality? Like I've heard this whole.
How many parents have kids and then refuse to see the reality of their children until their children go off and do whatever?
Oh, don't.
But at the
So-
same time,
Don't let
a lot
me
of
start.
people. Here's the
Don't
thing:
let
a
me
lot of
start.
people, when it comes to certain concepts,
Some are in jail right now.
it's not that the person was being fake the whole time. It's but the
God
person
bless.
had a mask and it just fell off at a certain time.
Damn.
But you didn't know what mask you're looking at?
No,
Not everybody.
actually.
No, some people. Some people.
A lot of
It's not that
narcissists
that
are
person was
users,
faking
that's how
the
it
whole
works.
Some people are
time.
some good actors.
They had a
out here.
mask
Also,
on.
No
and it
Hollywood.
fell off and
they
you
also
caught it.
tend to go towards people who have
they
previous
don't feel like they
experiences.
can express
No training.
themselves and be, be their
That's
true
true.
selves.
They're
Right.
natural actors. They know how to like.
Again, it really depends. There's so many circumstances with Link.
I didn't know you were into that. And you're just like. You find out the mask fell. You're like, I didn't know you were into that type of thing.
And
But
it's
it's
like,
also like seeing
I'm
people in
not.
different mediums.
I'm not.
Seeing people in different environments changes people.
Oh,
you
of
know?
course. And that's one thing that I definitely stress where it comes to people in person.
But again, the person they are with you might not be the person they are with their homies versus like their parents versus.
That's why you got to be in
And
those
some
different
people-
environments.
That's why they say,
Even if you're hiding even if you're hiding observing.
should
But
be.
even if it like it doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, how can you
You can still stand. You can still stand in a crowd.
If you're
And
using
just
that to
look.
measure, how can you truly know anybody?
You can't. That's
Exactly.
the point. Okay?
That's the
The
oh
thing
geez, that's the
is,
scary
to
part.
get into like intimacy is about opening up and connecting and like having that.
And that's why conversations throughout the day matter.
Yeah.
Just as much as in person.
But if the person's saying, "Oh, I'm okay," you're still not getting anything either.
No, but that also tells you about the person.
Exactly.
They don't communicate
What
with
they're
you.
not
They're
saying.
not open to you. They're not
Exactly.
whatever. It's like that itself is saying things, right? That is
So it's
still
not being
action.
said.
That's a
The way
tough
they
one.
communicate is still an action.
Something
You're
you
still
really don't
observing.
know. Like, damn, that's a deep one. Actually, you really don't know. Nobody knows anybody. If you really think about
I
it,
say this to people all the time, and they think I'm crazy.
nobody knows
You can
anybody.
never truly know the entirety of somebody. People are multifaceted, ever-changing,
Heaven only
constantly
knows.
malleable.
But yet you can find
Heaven only knows.
To them throughout time, you can know who they are.
You can find stabilities in their personality for sure,
For sure.
but you'll never truly know them in all capacities. all the
Sometimes you just need a pandemic to like show people.
I'm
those
rolling.
That's extreme.
situation. No,
Even though but it did.
Sometimes certain things need to happen for to see people's true intent.
Let's have
I
a
Like,
can use it with
you
less
can
death
tell.
and suffering.
let's
though.
have a
Thank
world
you.
war and see
Okay,
how
not
let's see how you really feel.
Sometimes like
Less death and suffering. thank you.
okay, all right. You guys have to go through the fire. I guess.
I
Hey,
think
yo.
enough fire, less fire.
Heartbreak, man. Heartbreak.
You guys have to go through some things to see the resiliency and who they are and how they react. Fight or flight mechanisms.
I knew I was resilient.
That is
What
mad
else do I
extreme.
pass on them?
I don't know any other way to say like
you gotta be
you
putting
guys
your
have to
fight-
build. I'm just thinking about
Studies
things.
have shown more happy moments than upsetting or difficult moments that lead to longer pair relationships.
I mean, if
Pairing?
you can fake it the way, sure, but like I'm just thinking more.
But some
Because
people
that's
can,
what you have to do sometimes.
Too much
Some people
hardship
don't
is
like
not
going
good
to the
for
beach.
relationships.
Some
you
people
guys
don't.
fake it in your relationships?
Hey yo,
Initially,
I'm not saying
Sometimes. I
To a
will
degree,
be
yeah.
honest. Yes. Sometimes.
whoa, this
listen,
Yes.
Think
listen.
about it.
If I was to be
Whoa.
honest all the time,
can I
jail.
Really?
y'all just be faking it.
Yeah, so fake
Y'all
it.
just be faking
For the
it.
peace of the situation.
Yeah.
Sometimes for the peace of the relationship, you have to be fake. You grit your teeth, you bite, and you
Sometimes.
hold your tongue, and you're just
So,
like,
yeah.
you know what?
Holding your tongue is being fake? Or just
Because if
being
you're not
silent?
genuine about how you really feel,
Oh no, what's supposed to be? Oh no.
Favorite word. Hey, hold on. I don't need that.
But like,
Let's change the subject, guys.
here's it.
Depends, because the key always has some
This is
interesting
getting-
definitions for words. And I want to hop on first
Actually,
immediately.
So y'all really
Without
be
clarifying the
faking
meaning
it
of
till y'all
fake.
make it.
actually,
Y'all really
But
faking
yes.
it till y'all make it. Like
no,
just-
but
Continue.
but when you're when
When you
you
feel this way, and then you
Everybody
just, like,
has a
you
mask.
choose peace.
Yeah.
This is being fake.
How many?
Or do you
Choose
feel, or do you feel like this is just not the right time to say these things?
no, I feel fake because I am not genuinely explaining, expressing, or communicating how I actually feel, and I'm
I wonder how many masks I
doing
have.
that to appease the
One of three.
person
This is the
or the
problem for
situation
masks.
or whatever.
I need.
See, but then one
You
has to look
chose
at
to be fake
How many masks? do you have?
Yes, I'm choosing to be fake.
How many
Yes,
masks do you have?
because you don't
Yeah.
feel like that's a safe space.
not that I don't think it's a safe space. It's just not going to make the situation
multi-layered.
resolve or better.
You have a mask that's multi-layered.
So you play the fake
That's
role,
crazy.
or play
Autism
play
has a
fake
dimension.
For the
to
greater good.
for the greater good.
Yeah.
I don't get to just be
Okay.
myself all the time.
Because in this situation, if it's not going to cause anything to be better out of it, what is the point of me having a conflict or disposition against whatever it is?
Okay.
If it doesn't serve anything or doesn't make or change the situation, there's no point. You can
Maybe it was
be
so wrong.
perfectly fine with the idea of whatever it is. That's cool.
Sometimes
I
it's like taken in good stride, but
will just be
sometimes
like,
it makes
cool.
you, like,
For me, I need the truth
I need the truth.
most
because
people
I
don't
can't
wanna
be
see
out
that.
here looking crazy.
The truth. Nothing
I
but the truth.
need the truth a little bit because I
need
can't
the
be out
truth.
here looking crazy.
I
And
need
you
the
know I be looking crazy.
Oh.
You let me just out here just looking crazy.
Oh.
Nah, not all situations are gonna have you looking crazy. It's just more
Or,
so like
you know, I'm not performing. Or I'm not
You
doing
know?
something right.
See, the thing
I'm
is, I
cooking.
wouldn't
I'm
say
cooking
reserving
food that
your
you don't
feelings
like.
to be addressed later is not.
You're just eating
Oh,
it, telling me
not
it's
reserving
good.
them at all.
And I give it to other people.
Or
Like,
at
what?
another
I'm like,
time.
this is
See, but that's the
this is
thing.
not
It's like,
good.
that. At least not with them. The resolution is not with them. It's only on my side.
All right.
okay, then that's a problem.
Yeah,
but it's
big
like,
problem.
if you're interacting with people,
Right.
and it's just like, and you can't take a moment to be like,
Transparent.
Transparent.
It's not. No, it's not a matter of not being transparent. That's not what I said.
Okay.
no, it's
What
just
I
like,
said was,
Reserving it.
I am not going to continue to. I'll be transparent. I say, I don't agree. I don't, whatever the case is. But if it continues to escalate in a manner of whatever, cool.
Well, why can't you disagree and
I'm
articulate your
I'm
point
disagreeing.
to that it comes across that you don't have to reserve these feelings.
Oh, so you're saying like when it gets to like an aggressive point, you're just like, okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's cool. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
alright,
not
fine.
being fake. That's choosing
Peace.
a
Yeah.
different
Which is what I said.
method.
Okay.
But it's fake because my actual feelings and
'Cause
how
you're
I
mad.
want to, like how I want to think in this given situation, I'm being fake.
But it's how is it being fake to simply choose to express yourself differently despite your initial?
Because it's not genuine.
But it is. It's a genuine effort to restrain yourself, and then you might leave the situation, come back, and be like, "This sounds."
I'm not coming back. It's very genuinely not myself.
No, I see what she's saying. She's like, I don't like peanut butter. Peanut butter is allergic. It makes me sick or whatever. It's like, what's wrong with you? You don't like peanut butter? All right. Okay. I'm still not going to eat the peanut butter.
Yeah. I'm still being transparent. I'm still expressing
Okay.
myself.
It's cool.
The person's
I'm
like,
not going to be yelling
oh,
with you.
how.
I'm not going to
Alright,
fight with
cool.
you.
That's
Well,
not.
That's not being
How's that
fake.
fake?
Because I want to tell them about themselves. I'd be like, yo.
Okay. That's
Okay, I see what
It's
you're
not
doing.
being
It's not-
fake.
Okay, it's not being
Yeah, because
fake.
you already said you don't like
You're
peanut
just,
butter.
you're just keeping the
You're
peace.
just like
You're keeping the
I don't-
peace.
It's like what I really want to do is punch you in your face.
No.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
I get
It's not
that.
being fake to restrain yourself. and every child who wants to throw the chair at their teacher is being fake.
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I feel that same thing.
Like,
Sometimes
but you're being.
I do
you
want to
feel-
cuss off somebody,
Yeah.
but I know
It's
that
not gonna be.
I have to make a stand somewhere. So I'm making the stand.
I bet.
Right? But if
I
I
know.
approach it with my real feelings, this stand, like this stand that I'm trying to make is now just burning the house down. And this is all I'm saying.
Call the fireman.
All I'm saying
Call the
is
fireman.
I don't want broccoli today. But if I flip out and say, I don't want fucking broccoli.
It's like, whoa.
It's not about the broccoli now. It's about how I reacted.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And
so now,
and a lot of people,
being fake.
but that's the thing. A lot
so
of
now
people,
we got to define what fake is.
No, it's not about being. But you got to keep in mind, a lot of people will take your emotion as, instead of why you're reacting the way it is, it's how you're reacting is way more important.
It's how you say it, not what you say.
It's not how you say it.
But it's like, what I'm saying is not being accepted in this talking tonality while I'm delivering it to you and saying, no, I don't feel like, or I don't want to, or I don't agree to, or whatever. But the aggression that comes back and being met with it, now I'm being pressured.
If you match it, it's a problem.
And it's like, I don't think you understand how you're coming across right now, and I really don't like that. But it continues, and you're just like, I'm ready to deck you in your face.
And then when they do it, it's like, why did you do that? And it's like, yeah.
I told you 4 times.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but again, you're not, I don't think that's being fake.
So what would be considered fake then? Because if I'm not being
you know
genuine with
everything's
how I
fine,
feel,
honey. Everything is fine. That's fake.
Yeah, it's not even telling them that you're upset. That's fake.
You know what?
But that's the thing. When in those situations,
But if you say you're upset, saying upset causes the problem.
Exactly.
No, but then you still acknowledge and so it's like you have warned them that you are being restrained.
Right.
That this is upsetting. This is whatever.
But the fakeness now comes when you just oblige and you say, okay, now you're being fake.
It's like biting your tongue, and biting your tongue hurts.
Like,
that's what I said as the end course of the situation. That is where I'm now disingenuous.
Is there a meal course? No.
I guess it's like I think in my brain it's just like I wouldn't succeed if I like generally did not disagree. I'd simply be like, I'm simply not going to have this conversation anymore.
Right.
It's not.
And then you'd walk away, and then the person is not going to follow you or whatever. Cool. But for persons like myself who experience quite the opposite, I don't get the I don't want to have this conversation or whatever the case is. It's okay. Maybe hold on to another. No, I don't get the ability to have that decency given to me sometimes in situations. So the escalation starts to go up. And therefore, in that situation, either it's pressure, whether it's them trying to put a power dynamic, whatever the reason, their needs need to be fulfilled, or I'm supposed to put myself less than, that then causes me to then have to be disingenuous to myself.
Damn, that relationship sounds rough.
Yeah, okay, that's different than just like...
But that's what I'm saying. Now I'm being fake because now you want to be put over me, even though I stated...
Come with ruthless aggression.
Okay, see, that's a different
one
thing
of those
than
things
just
that's
having
like,
a conversation. I guess that's for me. It's just like...
Here's what it is.
If this is what I'm understanding of the thing, and then you're talking about a whole other group of things, I'm just like...
But that's why I said what now is defined as fakeness. Because
here's the thing.
It's fake to me.
That's what I was just like...
That's where I say I'm fake.
But here's the thing about it. It's like, it's one of those things that it's like, it's all fun and games until I want to play too.
Yeah, like that's really what it comes down to.
It's all fun and games. Like you can lean in, get disrespectful, but if I do that, it's problem. 10. Because it hits harder or whatever. 10. But I'm like, hey, you hit me with something, I hit you back with the same energy.
They call it
code switching. You know what I mean?
They call it what?
Code switching. To change your like inherent response to like the environment you're in and so the pressures they exert. See, so it's like you're in a different scenario with you. If you weren't with that person, you would probably respond differently, would you not?
Yeah, but it
wouldn't be fake. Big quotes, right? So, and the thing is, if this is a consistent pattern thing in certain areas of your life and in certain company, and it's not an individual thing, you're not being fake, you're surviving, as Black people have had to do for generations. It's called code switching. It is a whole larger thing.
I know what you're talking about.
So it's just like, in that case, I would not call it fake. You are truly just...
You're code switching, okay. Because, like I said,
fake switching for survival.
Because I say fake is really like, well, honey, I'm sorry. It's like
fake is
disingenuous.
Who are just like, it's the thing is there's a certain intent to it, right? Fakeness is like creating a perception of yourself.
Now we're adding context, or now we're adding not context. Now we're adding connotation. Well, fake is just being not true.
Oh, do you just literal
not true to your feeling? Yeah.
Okay.
No,
so it's just not being.
Really
that's not
feel,
actually like fake is just like not of the original. It's like it's something that is a copy or is like not
right. So if I'm not gonna be popping
Being
off on
fake
you.
would be to pop off and not actually be angry.
Pop off and not be actually angry.
It's like you're doing. It's like
The
yes, you're
theatrics of
So what
disingenuous.
you're saying is the true feeling is reacting the way they feel in the moment.
Right, but then it's
Yeah.
the quite opposite. Because if I'm fuming inside and I'm just saying it's okay, I'm being fake.
That-
But it's just
It's
like
the exact same
the
thing. I'm not
context
angry,
makes
but I'm
it
hyping up.
switching,
Oh, okay.
right? But the person who's just like, I know this is what I should do to. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like there's one thing where you're like, I'm just escalating. There's like there's like consequences to me, like this and that, because I know whatever this and that, right? But it's like fakeness doesn't have the same. Like power dynamics are very important when it comes to certain words and like these kinds of situations, which is why I was just like, fakeness is different than like what you're talking.
This is why I say I'm fake. There are times where I'm fake, yes. And I still stand on my statement.
All right.
All right. The moral of the story is,
Fake it till you make it.
I guess so. Yes.
Fake it till you make it.
So we gonna wrap this up.
Dang, we're not going to get into that conversation? Wow. We're going to do that next week.
We'll do that. We'll do that next week.
It's kind of late still.
We're going to do next week.
All right, we'll do that next week.
For the two women and their dispositions about, one having a man who's like working all day, and then, that.
We will definitely talk about
I'm here
that next
for it.
week.
See, I won't be here. Of course, you gotta take the one I can recite.
You could call in.
Yeah, you
We're
could.
doing call in.
You could call in, actually.
Right? You could call it.
I think we should start doing a little call-ins so people could just vent about something. We talk about what you want to vent about, but or send a voicemail or something.
All I know that if we had a call in today with the Queen segment, it would have been bleeped out. Like,
Yeah, Bun the Queen or the same thing. But
one long tone.
let's just wrap this up. If you have any questions, send to questions or complaints or concerns. Send to askevent@gmail.com. We are on all DSPs. Follow us on Instagram. I think, shout out to Hanfest, History or Nothing. They just announced a couple of their artists that they will be performing. We will be a part of that some way, somehow. I'm not going to tell you how, but, we will be. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. It's been a long day. And y'all be safe out there. To the people at Rolling Loud, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know today was
the last day, right?
Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. September 11th. Condolences to everybody that passed away in that.
Passed away, yeah.
And this is the event. We out. Peace.
Peace.
Bye. Wash your hands.